Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Hello, welcome in for day 2 of Expedition to Soul. I might be having some computer issues this morning, so hopefully it all sorts itself out. I think we're good. Okay. Here's hoping. Fingers crossed we all work well. It's day 2 of Expedition to Soul. Again, I'm Sarah, the founder and head magic maker here at the Sisters Enchanted. And I'm going to say one more time, just in advance, I am having some tech stuff. I'm away from home. This isn't my usual place. Hence, I'm sitting on the floor on a sun porch in the our bio part and register for that. And I think I'm back on the computer. Let me just I keep saying that. I'm going to go fast. We're going to go fast in case my internet cuts out again. We're going to go so fast. All right. Today, it's day 2. Today's prompt for you in the class site is to consider your personal pilgrimage. Now, we heard of pilgrimage. Everybody to make sure no one's on the internet. All done. Can you just make sure no one's on the internet? This is for all of you who are aspiring business owners. I hope I'm back on now. This is what it's like when you have life with little kids and you are traveling to take care of elderly grandparents and you're trying to get stuff done. You're trying to get stuff done. Let's see here. I know Anna texted me. I'm going to wait and see on my comments if it's coming back through any better here. Because I can see, like, it looks fine on my end now, but there's a delay between what I see and what comments come through. So I think that we're good. All right. I just gave the call to make sure nobody's on anything. All right, personal pilgrimage. Like I said, we're gonna go so fast. And like I said, if you are an aspiring business owner online, it's crazy trying to take this show on the road. All right, personal pilgrimage. We do this, right? We pilgrimaged for enlightenment, for connection to all that is, for spiritual connection, all of these good things. But many of us, particularly in 2020, we can't just get on a plane and go somewhere. We can't just go do what we want to do, right? We can't just go to wherever our ancestral lineage hails from. We can't just go into Arizona, unless you live in Arizona, and go to Sedona and experience all of this really cool energy. We can't go, always just by the ocean, whether it's because we have kids or we have jobs or we have health needs or things like a global, pandemic and you can't get on a plane and go anywhere. Whatever it is, not all of us can just go and seek these experiences, which is why on day 2, we invite you to kind of craft your own personal pilgrimage, right? And the point here is to find something local to you or in your own home space, whatever that might be for you, where you can explore a part of yourself in a different way or a part of your physical location in a different way. So perhaps looking at your home in a different way than you've ever looked at it before. This is one of the maps exercises we give, is to look at your home and the energy around your home and consider if there is an energy you can shift, something you can change, a place that you've not looked at in a certain way before, creating a little corner for yourself to have this space at home if you're not able to get out and go places, right? If you are able to, it's tricky this time of year, it's cold for most of us, but if you're able to go explore a state park, if you're able to go explore a place of historical importance where you are, where you live, all of these experiences are great ways to have a little pilgrimage for yourself to explore your connection to the energy around you, to a grander energy, the energy of your home, your living area, the people you live with in a different way, right? And we can have these experiences in a smaller way, in a more contained way, right where we are, even if we're not able to get onto a plane and go to our dream place to expand and explore ourselves. So that is why on day 2, we talk about this idea of a personal pilgrimage. And it's why I encourage you to pack your quest pack so that when you find this opportunity, you're ready to go. I think for most of us, we might get this little chunk, like a half an hour of time unexpectedly or something, but then we would spend that half an hour of time just trying to find all the things we want, like trying to find the card keys and your oracle cards or like a picnic blanket or your journal or whatever, but you have it all ready to go and you can just get going and seize the moment and run with it, right? So that's why we have all of the pieces that we have in Expedition to Soul. We invite you to do the maps so that you can explore your energy and your home space in a different way. We have you pack your quest packs so that you're ready to go when the opportunity arises. We want you to look at your living environment, where you are in a different way. And we created this in 2019, and it's really interesting, everything that happened in 2020, because it's been very timely to do this personal pilgrimage because we can't travel to just go places and explore all the things, right? Most of us can't. On deck for today. So yesterday was reclaiming your energy. Today is that personal pilgrimage. And even if you're not able, as I said in the video, if you watch it today, to get out and go somewhere, consider how you can create that space in your home. What can you make? How can you make an area in your home space to sort of quest on your own away from people? And again, I know this is a tall order. I personally have a very small house, and that can feel almost impossible. But maybe it's taking your car to a beautiful location, driving for a little bit, and just sitting for 15 minutes, listening to some music, writing in your journal, pulling some cards, and then going back home again. Whatever that is for you, create the space, because you need that space. You need that time to connect with yourself. And again, I know how hard it is. So I know how many of you are probably like, yeah, if only I could do that. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. But get clever. This is an invitation to get clever and find that opportunity. Now, speaking of the class page, I did want to share with you to make sure that you are all seeing it. So let me just share my screen here real quick. And I'm going to make sure that if you are registered, you have the link for this class page in your email. And those of you on Instagram, let me see if I can. I actually don't use Instagram that much. I'm like I don't know, like an old lady when it comes to these things. Here's your class page. And in the class page, you have the videos for the days, day 1 and day 2, and then all your other days will be coming shortly. And then you have your printables. Those get loaded up there. And then we put the live chat replays on here. And if you scroll to the bottom of the class page, there's some really cool resources down here for you. This is a chat I did with Carol Lee. She's one of our energy medicine, or she is our energy medicine teacher in Holistic Witchery, one of our programs. We have a chat with some of our community members. And there are some videos down here on the quest pack and creating the maps for Expedition to Soul, a podcast episode on your personal pilgrimage. And then over here, there's this whole area about your quest archetype and future visioning. Let me turn that Instagram back around. And future visioning. So go over to the class page if you haven't been there yet, and make sure that you're checking out those resources, because there's so much cool stuff for you. And you want to get registered for the class Expedition to Soul if you're not registered, and so that you get that email to you with the updates each day. So I mentioned Carol, and you'll see the video of Carol You'll see the video of Carol on that page. And Carol, she is our energy medicine teacher in our Holistic Witchery program. And Carol talks about being a seer. And I love to bring this up during Expedition to Soul because she talks about how she has never felt like she had to stand up and call herself any particular thing, right? Like she never had to identify as any sort of spiritual practice or a witch or like call herself anything. She knows herself as a seer and feels like she's always been a seer. She's always been curious, always been wondering what else is there, connected to all that is, all of these sorts of things. One of the things I wanted to talk about quickly today, and I am sort of rushing through this because I'm having internet troubles and I don't want to lose you all again. But one of the things I wanted to mention today is that we here at the Sisters Enchanted, we are welcoming to people who come from all different walks of life and belief systems. And you will run into some people here who identify as a witch, right? But not everybody here does. And that's what I love about this chat with Carol, because one of the questions that I asked her once was when she knew she was a witch or how that came about for her. And she didn't know how to answer it because she was like, well, I don't think I ever stopped to think about it. Like I've just always been a seer. And one of the things that I love to bring up and invite everybody here to think about is this idea of being a seer. When we are acting as a seer, we are seeing the things within us, the things outside of us, our connections to all that is, all that will be, all that has been, all that we don't know yet, our future selves, our higher selves, all of these cool things, right? We're exploring in a way that helps us to see what it is that we need to see the things that we wouldn't have seen otherwise, and just be open to wonder and delight and possibility and magic and enchantment and our own power to see, to hear, to know, and to create. So if you haven't watched that video with Carol, definitely give it a watch or listen to it, or however it is that you do these things. I always listen when I'm doing other things, kind of two things at once, which probably should not do, but I totally recommend it because her point of view on being a seer, it's really beautiful. And I love this idea that she has never felt like she had to call herself something, or she had to say, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I do. She is just open to seeing and exploring and knowing what's there, right? So check that out if you haven't yet. Okay, so day one was calling back in your energy. And remember, we want to call back in our energy so that we aren't bringing everything with us, right, from the outside. And day two is the personal pilgrimage. And you want to call back in that energy and just have your energy here, because when you try to take time for yourself, whether it's today, whether it's later in the week, wherever this is, for you, you are going to likely come up against something that's like, well, I should be doing the dishes. I should be doing laundry. I should be working. I should be taking care of the kids. I should be making this phone call, whatever that is for you. All these shoulds are going to come up, and that's when you need to stop. And that's when you need to cut off your energy, right, from everybody else's. And you need to think, what do I need right now? And come back to that exercise we did yesterday. That joy center down in your lower belly, your heart center, your unconditional love for yourself, the connectedness to all that is, the support you have from all these people all around the world that you don't even know. We are all here together holding each other up and supporting each other, right? So do that exercise and think to yourself, what is it that I need? What do I need? And I need to create the time for myself. And that's what I want you to do. So call in all of your energy again, not the what you should be, and start figuring out what it is you need right now. And if you can't do it right now because you do have responsibilities, mom of a 3 and 6-year-old over here, I can't just let them sit by themselves all the time. Sometimes they need me, more often than not. Put it on the calendar, schedule it in for later that day. Figure something out so that you can get it done and see yourself making that happen. All right, I did see some questions coming through about resources and where to find everything. The video with Carol is on the class page, which comes out in your email, and it's at the bottom of that page with all those extra resources. And the meditations come out on I think it's day 4 and day 6 are the 2 meditations. So there's not one today, and I don't think 3 either. I think it's day 4. and day 6. Day 5, we go through the moon signs, which is always fun. But this time on day 5, we're going to do a little bit different because it is coming on the Yule, the Yule Eve, the eve of the Yuletide on Sunday. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the first time on day 5, rather than just go through all the moon signs. We're going to do something a little bit different. I do see somebody is having trouble getting the tarot kit to come in your email. If you register for our free tarot journal kit, I know that we linked that up a bunch of times yesterday. Always check your spam folder, your spam or your junk folder. And then if it's not there, if there is any chance that you signed up for it already once this year, you wouldn't have gotten the email again. So you can always email us, magic, MAGIC, at thesistersenchanted.com. And Megan, she's my youngest sister. She is our customer support person, and she will check your email address and make sure that it comes through for you, or she'll get it resent to you or whatever she needs to do. So that's often what happens. People sign up for it like in May, and then now it's December, and they register again, and they don't get the email, and that's why. Or it's in their spam folder. So those are the two things that usually happen. So check it out in spam, and if you can't find it, email us, and Megan will look at your email, your history, and she'll find it for you. All right, and then before we go today, again, keeping this one short, and I know I'm talking really fast. I just don't want the internet to, I was having internet troubles when we started, and I don't want that to come back again. So I'm just wanting to try to not have that happen. We did talk a little bit yesterday about tarot, and I saw a comment somewhere around what I brought up with tarot for intention versus intuition. And those of you here who are really new to all of these sorts of witchy magical things, and maybe you're not really familiar with tarot cards or oracle cards or anything like that. Firstly, I want to just have you have no pressure to have to know any of this. You don't need to be able to read tarot or oracle cards. You don't have to use them, and you don't have to have them. I definitely am an advocate for witchy minimalism, and I don't think you need to go buy all of the witch tools to do anything. Like, I think you should use the energy that you have within you, right? But if you are a tarot person, if you are an oracle card person, you can use those for the tarot spread that we give you, or for any other ones. We do have one out now for Yule also, and for that really cool Saturn-Jupiter conjunction that's happening. I think it's a conjunction. I'm not our team astrologer. We have three team astrologers, and I'm not one of them. But it's happening on the solstice. So we have a couple of tarot spreads floating around out there. And you can use your cards for them if you do have them. But if you're not a card person, you can use those as journal prompts and just ask yourself the questions and write through them just like you would with any other journal prompts. You certainly don't have to have cards. And if you do have them, but you're not comfortable reading them intuitively, you can use them with intention simply by picking the card that you want to work with. And you can even use a tarot spread, and you can look at the cards, your tarot cards or your oracle cards, and you can choose the cards you want to have represent the different placements. And this is what I think, my foot's falling asleep. This is what I love about using tarot and oracle cards, is that it's not like a flat line sort of practice. It's something that you can do in a lot of different ways. So you can take a card spread, and then you can look through your cards, and you can see, if there's a prompt for what do I need to let go of, what's not working for me, like what do I need to release, or what am I not seeing? You can look through the cards, and you can just intentionally pick the card that you think represents that for you and put it in that placement. And then you can go through those cards again in the next placement, right? And you can pick the next one that fills the next placement. And what's really cool after you do that is that you've intentionally chosen cards that have made a picture. And then you can look at that picture that you created, again, with intention, but you can still see a story that you may not have seen before because you filled in these places one by one. You can intuitively choose, which is what most card readers would do. But if you don't want to do that, or you don't know how to do it, or you don't feel comfortable doing it, you can just go through and use the images and pick the ones that look to you like they would, that fulfill that placement. And then go through and journal on what you just created for yourself. Maybe you picked all these cards that are like, I don't know, really doom and gloom looking and like not the most pleasant cards, and you wouldn't have realized that about the situation. But then you realize, oh my goodness, my ego self really feels like this is a doom and gloom situation because it was your ego self that picked those cards. Or maybe you picked all like beautiful sunshine and rainbow cards, and you were thinking that it was a doom and gloom situation. And then you realize, hey, maybe I don't feel so badly about it. Maybe there's actually, I'm seeing a lot of learning opportunity here that I didn't see before, because your ego went that direction with the cards. So you can use tarot and oracle cards both for like with intuition and with intention, by intentionally choosing the cards, which I think is a very powerful practice that not a lot of people talk about. And, we don't typically do because we're always reading them intuitively, but with intention can be just as powerful. So if you're unsure about how to read cards, it feels very overwhelming to you, our tarot journal kit is a great resource for that, and it's free. But it is a lot of listening and a lot of practicing. Don't be afraid to just sit down and look at those cards and say, hey, this shows how I feel right now. This card looks like how I feel. And then pick another one about how you want to feel or what you want to have there. And you can very intentionally work to sort of move through things, look at information in different ways by intentionally choosing your cards as well. So today I want you to intentionally create some time and space for a personal pilgrimage. I want you to intentionally keep bringing your energy back into yourself, because nobody can do that for you but you. Everybody else out there is just going to try to siphon your energy away, whether they mean to or not. And we do that to people too. When we have expectations of our friends, our family members, our coworkers, our partners, we have expectations of everybody, and that's just us. We're siphoning their energy away with our expectations. So we do the same thing to people, and they do it to us. So we want to intentionally keep our energy to ourselves. We want to intentionally disengage from everybody else's. We want to intentionally create space for ourselves to have a little pilgrimage, to look at our living spaces in a new way, to carve out a space that feels welcoming and cozy, a space that feels homey. A great recommendation, if you do have a smaller living space and you don't have the opportunity to just go and wander off by yourself in your own room or something like that, I love having a shawl that I'll put on when I'm sitting by myself, either in my bedroom or in my living room when I have the opportunity. And when I put that on, it's just this switch in my brain that tells me, now is my time for me. This has created, it's like my invisibility cloak, except it doesn't work that way at all. But I put it on and I remind myself that this is the time for me. I am in the me zone right now. And when I take this off, I will enter back into everybody else's space. So if you don't have, the space to create a space for yourself, you can certainly just do something symbolic of having that space. But intentionally craft this experience for yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Just remember that. You've got to do it for yourself. So head over to the class page. If you've not done that yet, make sure to check out all of that information. And over here on Instagram, how do I do that with 4 kids? Right? Jen, our community manager, she's got a gaggle of boys, and we talk about this, our bathrooms. The bathroom is the best place. And any parent on here will also know you close that door and they're still going to be on the outside banging on it. But if that's where you got to run, that's where you got to run. I know that for me, I homeschool my daughter, and I also work from home. And I just recently moved my main workspace to an office space that, because I've been working at home now for going on 7 years. My office has been at home. I've been self-employed for a while now. And I just recently was like, this is a lot. It's too much, and I need to get out of my house for a little bit. And part of some of the programs that we offer here at the Sisters Enchanted, we send out like goodie boxes of coffee mugs and things like that. And all those goodies were taking over my very small house. So we had to expand out. But until recently, I was home all the time, working from home, homeschooling, and I found it very challenging. And what I would often do is just take 20 minutes to myself, get in my car, I live near the ocean, so I would just drive to the beach, look at the ocean for a little bit, and then drive back home again, because it was the only way I could really just get away, particularly this year. So yeah, yes, homeschooling all four, I bet. I sure bet. All right. If you need the link for the Expedition to Seoul, you can, if you're on Instagram, I see a couple of you on Instagram asking, you can DM our Instagram page, and when Megan sees it, she'll get back to you. And those of you who are on Facebook and YouTube, you should have the link in the description somewhere around the video to register for that. Yeah, I'm very grateful that I live close to the ocean. I say the ocean. I lived on Long Island Sound. So anybody who knows Long Island Sound, it's not exactly a blue ocean, but it'll do. I can't complain. It'll do. Oh my goodness. I see somebody with snow blowing. Yes, I live in Connecticut. We're in Ohio right now, visiting and helping do some things with my grandparents who live alone out here. And our house at home got dumped snow on, and my husband was just on the phone with his sister and his mother trying to teach them how to use the snowblower because he's not there to take care of them. So yeah, everybody who got dumped on with snow, right? You're not going anywhere today, I bet. Let's see here. Let me run back through here. Oh, I love this. I blessed the blanket with Reiki and intention to create that magic. I think that's when I was talking about the invisibility cloak. We all need one of those. Let's see. Goodness, I feel like I got all discombobulated in the beginning because of the internet not working, but all right. Oh, Florida. Oh, Fairfield, Connecticut. Yeah, so you know Long Island Sound. Our Christina, who I think is here in the comments, she's from Staten Island, now New Jersey, so she knows that Long Island Sound ocean also. And Jen, she's up in northern New York. 3 feet of snow. Yeah, she lives in a mountain up in upstate New York. Northern New York, upstate. Yeah, with a little bit of snow in Ohio too, but nothing like everybody got back at home. Oh, someone over here says Ohio did get hit pretty hard. Yeah, not where I am. Oh, you're in Norwich, Connecticut, lots of snow. Yeah, we're down in the central shoreline area. Yes. All right, I love this. Seeing where everybody is. That's so fun. So cool. We used to host meetups and things, but obviously not this year. Maybe towards the end of next year we can do something, try to get some people back together again in real life. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, all right, that's enough random rambling. Thank you for hanging out with me today, for withstanding my tech troubles in the beginning and listening to my very fast speech, long-winded talking when I was all mixed up from trying to get that sorted out. I appreciate you being here. Our next live chat is on Sunday. So for days 3 and 4, we will not have a live chat, but if you are in the Expedition to Seoul Facebook group, make sure to hang out in there and look for the daily threads, because you pick somebody from the comments of those threads each day to win a prize. So you want to go over there, you want to participate in those threads so that we can choose somebody, and maybe it'll be you, and maybe we will mail you something, and we're always excited to do that. So be sure to go over to that Facebook group, check the class page, check your email. If you're having trouble with email, just let us know, we'll help you out. And I think that, watch the video with Carol too, and listen to us about being a seer, because there's a lot of people here who identify with the word witch, but a lot of people here who don't actually. And we have people in our community and in our classes from all different religious backgrounds. And I love her view on being a seer. And I think that it resonates with a lot of people for sure. And I can't wait to hear about your experience with your personal pilgrimage and however you make that happen for yourself. All right, everyone, thanks for hanging out, and some of you, we've got other classes today, those of you in Holistic Witchery or the Business Society Business Witchery, and I'll see all of you later on. And have a great rest of your day ahead. Bye, everyone.